Okay guys, today I want to show you how I make it's like a winter immune health booster, wards off all kinds of flus, viruses, everything you can think of that can happen to you during the winter time. It is my this is ginger and garlic honey. So I just want to show you what I do. It's really easy. You just need organic is better. Organic ginger. Make sure I take the peel off and I just rinse it a little bit. And then I just slice it up into, these small pieces. And then for the garlic, in order for it to ferment better, and it is fermented, I like to cut mine in half. So if you have like a clove, I just cut mine in half. And so what I do is I just alternate. Since I have more garlic than I do have ginger, I'll start with the garlic and just throw it in the bottom. Oops. I want to make sure we get all of our garlic in there. Yeah, so then just keep layering it. And then I'll do some ginger, throw that in there. And then throw some in here. And then do some more garlic. More garlic in this one. It doesn't have to be even. And these little mason jars you can get anywhere. You can get them online. They come with these lids, which are very helpful. Throw some more ginger in there. A little bit more ginger in here. We'll definitely have more garlic than ginger. And then I just keep layering it until I get to, you want to make sure you don't put it all the way to the top, because you want to leave room, because the honey will liquefy quite a bit, and it will cause, let's put some more ginger in there. Yeah, so it'll liquefy quite a bit. So you want to make sure you don't have too much in there so that it does have room. And then I'm just going to top it off with the rest of this ginger. And then I'll show you what I do next. So now that we have that done, you can see our bowls are empty. So let's move those out of the way. And so what I want to do now is, and they're both the same. So if you can see down in there, sorry for the shadow. I'm trying to do this in my kitchen. So you can see, and so then you just want to take some, this is the honey that I use. You want to make sure you get raw local honey. It's upside down. From wherever you are. This is the closest place to me, and make sure it's wild. Make sure it's raw honey. This one's local raw. Make sure it is raw, because the bacteria that's in the raw honey will help to ferment it. And you're just going to pour it over the top. I'm going to use all of this because I just had like this one, and it was kind of like maybe a third left in there. And you just want to make sure you pour it over your your garlic and your ginger. And then I have another one that I have ready. We're going to pour some in this one, just so we can coat it. And then I'll show you a quick trick that helps to, now it's enough of that one. And just kind of, and then I'll put a little bit more in this one, and I'll show you how we can get it coated. So now that we have this, I just have a knife here, and I just like to go down and just make sure, I'm trying to do this with one hand as well as film, but just make sure that it's well coated, especially at the bottom. You want to make sure that you get down there and just make sure that it's coated. The same thing with this one, but I'm going to show you a trick that I do in order to do it even better. But yeah, just make sure you get all the way down, because you want every single piece of garlic and ginger coated. I'm just going to add a teeny bit more to this one particularly. But you do want to make sure that it is coated, so that when it starts to ferment, you definitely have enough room. And you'll be amazed at what this not only does for your body, but how you can use it. I mean, you can utilize it in the honey, particularly. You can use it for all types of recipes. You can use it in whatever you want to use it for. Then I have these, like I said, these jars. They're like little baby mason jars. You just want to make sure you screw it on tight. Always do that. And because what's going to happen is every day you're going to burp these. And you'll notice, because you don't want them to, I'm just going to tighten this one up. And then I'll show you how we can. So that one's tightened up. And you can see how much honey we have in there. And then just flip it over. You just want to flip it over, make sure it just, comes down. And that's a great way to just quickly coat all of it. And then flip it back over so you know that everything is coated. And then we're going to flip this one over. And you'll see it just start to drop. Yep, see how it's all getting nicely coated. And then once it drops all to the bottom, like it's doing now, boom. Then you can just flip it back over. And you can see how they're all pretty coated. They're pretty much coated. I might add just a little bit more to the top. But yeah, I just wanted to show you how I make fermented ginger and garlic. And I'm telling you, the health benefits are amazing. Try and let it ferment. When it first starts to ferment, you're going to see bubbles at the top. I'll come back and maybe do a follow-up video so you can see how the bubbles will start to form, and that's how you know that it's fermenting. But here we go, guys. Our fermented ginger and garlic. So excited. About 14 days. But I like to cut it. That's why I like to cut it, because it does speed up the fermenting process. So I'll do a follow-up video just so you can see what happens in, let's say, 10 days. All right, guys, try it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.